You bought another thing. It's sitting in your closet right now, tag still on, gathering dust. You felt smart when you clicked buy. Now you feel like an idiot. And here's the thing that really pisses you off. You know you'll do it again. They call it personalization. Sounds nice, right? Like they're your personal shopper. Google is free. Facebook is free. YouTube is free. How generous of them. They say they help you discover products you need. Bullshit. They create the need. They're not showing you solutions. They're manufacturing problems you didn't know you had, then selling you the cure. If advertising helps you buy what you need, why do 40% of purchases end up unused? Think about that. Almost half the shit you buy sits there, doing nothing. But ad budgets keep growing. Coca-Cola spends more on advertising than on making the drink taste better. More on convincing you to buy than on the actual product. You're not Google's customer. You're Google's product. Advertisers are the customers. They're buying access to you, your attention, your wallet, your behavior. Google made $224 billion in 2022 from advertising, not from helping you find information, from selling you. You are not browsing Instagram. Instagram is browsing you. Every click, every pause, every like, every scroll. There's a reason it's called attention economy. Your attention is the currency they're mining. Every second you spend staring at a screen, they're extracting value from you. And you get nothing. First step, accept the truth. You're not outsmarting the algorithm. The algorithm is outsmarting you. It was built by thousands of engineers, tested on billions of users, optimized for one thing, keeping you hooked. Every free service has a price. That price is your autonomy, your attention, your wallet. Don't ask, do I need this? Ask, who benefits if I buy this? Because someone always does. So how did we get here? How did the entire world agree to turn human beings into products? Let me show you where this started. March 2018. Facebook admits they sold your data, not accidentally leaked, sold. 87 million users, their likes, their posts, their friends, their locations, everything, packaged, sold. To a political consulting firm, for profit. A political consulting firm that claimed to have 5,000 data points on every American voter. Cambridge Analytica, UK-based. Not demographics, psychographics. Your fears, your biases, your triggers. What makes you angry? What makes you click? What makes you vote? Facebook called it a breach of trust. Cute. Mark Zuckerberg testified, "We didn't know." Yeah, sure. They said it was a rogue app developer. One bad apple. The system is fine, just this one guy abused it. How does a company making $40 billion a year from selling user data not know data is being sold? Facebook made $40 billion in 2017 from advertising. That's not ads you see. That's access to you. You don't accidentally build a $40 billion business. You know exactly what you're selling. Every data point, every click, every moment of attention. That's inventory. If targeted ads help you buy what you need, why do 40% of purchases go unused? 40% of stuff you buy ends up unused, but ad budgets keep growing. Billions more every year. That's not a bug, that's the feature. You buying shit you don't need. That's the entire model. Google and Meta combined, over $2 trillion market cap. for free services. Think about that. Free, but worth $2 trillion. Something doesn't add up. Until you realize you're not getting a free service. You are the service. You're the product being sold. Advertisers pay Google and Facebook for access to you, your behavior, your attention, your wallet. Cambridge Analytica was just the moment the mask slipped. For a second, you saw the system. This system didn't appear overnight. It was built, brick by brick, over decades, over a century. But this didn't start with Facebook. To understand how we became products, we need to go back, way back. Forget Facebook for a second. This story starts a century ago. 1920s, New York. Before smartphones, before TV, before radio ads as we know them. A man figured out how to sell anything to anyone. His name? Edward Bernays. Bernays didn't sell products. He sold desires you didn't know you had. He was Sigmund Freud's nephew. Took his uncle's theories about the unconscious mind, weaponized them for profit. Women didn't smoke in public in the 1920s. It was taboo, unladylike, scandalous. Bernays hired models to march in New York City Easter Parade smoking cigarettes, called them torches of freedom, linked smoking to women's liberation. Within months, women's cigarette sales skyrocketed. He didn't change the product. He changed what it meant, made it a symbol of freedom, of rebellion, of modernity. Bacon for breakfast? That's Bernays too. Before him, Americans ate light breakfasts, toast, coffee, maybe some fruit. He was hired by pork producers, paid doctors to say hearty breakfast is healthy, bacon and eggs, protein, energy. Sales exploded. He didn't invent bacon. He invented the idea that you need it. Every morning, without question. 1928, he writes a book. Title, Propaganda. Not hidden, not subtle, propaganda. Quote, "The conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society." Read that again. Manipulation is necessary, not evil, necessary for democracy. He said the quiet part out loud. His clients? American Tobacco Company, United Fruit Company, U.S. presidents. He took Freud's ideas about unconscious desires and turned them into a business model. Sell the feeling, not the product. World War II ends. America has factories. Lots of them. Built for tanks, planes, weapons. Massive production capacity. Problem: war is over. What do you do with all these factories? Answer: convince people they need to buy more. Not need, want. Create a culture of consumption. Enter television. 1950, 9% of American homes had a TV. 1960, 90%. Perfect delivery system for ads. Into every living room, every night. Families sitting together, watching, absorbing. They invented planned obsolescence. Make products that break, or feel outdated, fast, so you buy again. Detroit changed car designs every year, not for improvement, for obsolescence. Last year's model feels old, embarrassing. You need the new one, not because it's better, because it's new. And this model gets exported. Marshall Plan rebuilds Europe after the war. But it doesn't just rebuild infrastructure. It imports American consumer culture. The idea that happiness comes from buying. that identity comes from products, that you're not complete without the latest thing. You're not buying things, you're renting satisfaction until the next model drops. Then you need that one too. Let me explain how this works. Think of a casino. You walk in, you think you're playing the game. Slots, blackjack, roulette. You feel in control. You choose when to bet, how much, when to walk away. Your choice, right? Wrong. The casino isn't playing against you. The casino is playing you. Every machine designed to keep you there. Lights flash at specific frequencies, trigger dopamine. Sounds engineered to feel rewarding even when you lose. Near miss? That's almost winning. That's play again. No clocks, no windows. You lose track of time. Free drinks cloud judgment. Layout is a maze. Can't find the exit. By design. They track every bet. How long you play. What makes you stay longer. What makes you bet bigger. And they use that data to optimize. Not the game. You. They're not trying to beat you at blackjack. They're keeping you playing until you're empty. That's surveillance capitalism. Google, Facebook, Amazon, TikTok. They're not selling you products. They're the casino. You're the gambler. Your attention, your data, your behavior. That's the house's edge. Infinite scroll? No exit. Notifications? Slot machine bells. Likes? Dopamine hits. You think you're browsing Instagram for fun. Instagram is running experiments on you, A/B testing your emotions. Which posts make you stay longer? Which ads you click? The game is rigged. The house always wins. And you keep playing. 2000. Google launches AdWords, first auction system for ads. Highest bidder gets your eyeballs. 2004. Facebook launches, free platform. But you're not the customer. Advertisers are. 2006. Facebook newsfeed. Algorithm decides what you see. Not chronological. Optimized for engagement. What keeps you scrolling. 2007. iPhone drops. Now surveillance isn't at your desk. It's in your pocket. Everywhere you go. Always on, always tracking. By 2010, it's not advertising anymore. It's behavioral modification. They don't show you ads for running shoes. They make you feel bad about your fitness first. Show you photos of perfect bodies. Make you insecure. Then show the ad. The algorithm learns what keeps you scrolling. Outrage? You get more. Envy? You get more. Fear? You get more. Whatever emotion keeps you engaged. It's not showing you what you want. It's making you want what they're selling. So when Cambridge Analytica harvested 87 million profiles in 2018, it wasn't new. It was just the moment the mask slipped. For a second, you saw the system. Bernays figured out manipulation works. TV made it scalable, broadcast to millions. Internet made it precise, target individuals. Social media made it invisible. You don't even know it's happening. Cambridge Analytica wasn't the villain. They were just customers. Facebook was the casino. And you were the product on the shelf. 87 million users. But here's the truth. It wasn't a breach. It was the business model working exactly as designed. This is the system. Built over a century, refined every decade, perfected in the 2010s. And now, it's everywhere. Every app, every website, every free service. Now let's talk about what this actually cost you, because it's not just money. Remember Cambridge Analytica? 87 million profiles harvested. Now you understand the history. But here's what they didn't tell you: how much you're actually worth. Let me show you the transaction. With numbers, real numbers. You think you're a user. Your inventory. Let me prove it. Let me put a number on you. Google makes $280 per user per year, just from you. Facebook, $160 per user annually. That's your value, to them. But wait, that's just ad revenue. Your data? That's sold separately. Data brokers collect 5,000 plus data points on you. Your location history, every place you've been. Purchase history, everything you've bought. Health data, what medications you search for. What symptoms you Google. Political views. What posts you like. What articles you read. Sexual orientation. What you click on. Who you follow. They package this, sell it, to anyone. Insurers who adjust your rates. Employers who screen you. Political campaigns who target you. Hedge funds who predict markets. Anyone with a credit card can buy you. Industry worth? $200 billion annually, just selling your information. Here's how it works. You open a web page. Takes 100 milliseconds to load. In that time, an auction happens. Real-time bidding, RTB. Your profile gets broadcast to thousands of advertisers. Age, location, interests, recent searches. They bid. Highest bidder gets to show you an ad, all in the time it takes the page to load. You're not browsing the web, you're being auctioned. Hundreds of times a day. Every click worth $1 to $50 depending on what you're looking at. Looking at wedding dresses? You're worth more. Engaged people spend money. Car insurance? Even more. Required purchase. High competition. Rehab centers? You're a gold mine. Desperate people pay anything. The algorithm knows you're vulnerable. Raises your price. Cambridge Analytica paid Facebook pennies per profile, fraction of a cent. But that data let them build psychological profiles, 5,000 data points each. They didn't just know who you'd vote for, they knew how to make you vote for someone. Cost to manipulate one voter? About 50 cents to $2. Cheap. Cost to swing an election? Depends on the margin. But millions, not billions. You've never heard of Axiom. But they've heard of you. Data broker. They have files on 2.5 billion people, including you. What's in your file? Everything. Every purchase you've made, every website you've visited, every location you've been to, your health records, your court records, your financial records, all legal. They sell it to insurers who adjust your premiums, employers who screen your applications, landlords who decide if you get the apartment, political campaigns who micro-target you, debt collectors who find you. You can't opt out. You didn't opt in. It's just happening. Right now, as you listen to this. Epsilon, another broker. They partner with 2,500 plus brands. Track your purchases across all of them. Build a profile. Oracle Data Cloud. They track you across 5 billion devices. Not accounts, devices. Your phone, your laptop, your smart TV, your car. Everything connected to the internet. Watching you. And here's the thing. This is legal. Completely legal. No consent required, no notification required. Just data extraction. Constant. Invisible. Profitable. You're not a person to them. You're a data set. ID number 2,847,392,847. worth 50 cents per sale. Here's when it became normal. 2010 to 2012. Smartphone adoption hits critical mass. Everyone's online, all the time. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram scale to billions, not millions, billions. And the business model? Surveillance. That's it. That's the product. Europe tried to stop it. GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, May 2018. Massive regulation. Fines up to 4% of global revenue. Supposed to protect privacy. Result? You click accept all cookies 50 times a day. That's it. That's the resistance. Privacy policies got longer. Average, 6,000 words. 30 minutes to read. You don't read them. Nobody reads them. That's the point. By making privacy complicated, they made surveillance simple. So who won? Let me show you. Google ad revenue 2023, $237 billion from surveillance. Meta ad revenue 2023, $131 billion from surveillance. Combined, $368 billion in 1 year from watching you. Google market cap, $1.7 trillion. Meta, $900 billion. That's $2.6 trillion in value, built on your data. Mark Zuckerberg, personal wealth over $100 billion from your photos, your messages, your likes. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, $100 billion each from your searches. They didn't invent a product. They monetized you. Cambridge Analytica shut down in 2018. Scandal too big. But Facebook? Still here. Still doing the exact same thing. Google? Still here. Data brokers? Still here. The only difference, now you click I agree first. Now you know the price. You know who profits. Let's talk about what this costs you. So let's count the score. You lost your privacy, your attention, your autonomy, your money on shit you don't use. They won. Google made $237 billion last year. Meta made $131 billion. Data brokers made $200 billion. That's $568 billion in 1 year from watching you, profiling you, manipulating you. 5 billion people turned into products. $2.6 trillion in market value created from surveillance. Cambridge Analytica shut down. Facebook didn't. Google didn't. The data brokers didn't. The system is still here. Running, optimizing, making billions every second. Remember the casino metaphor from the beginning? You walk in, you think you're playing the game, you feel in control, but the casino isn't playing against you, the casino is playing you. Now you understand why I used that metaphor. Bernays in the 1920s? He built the casino, figured out the psychology, how to manipulate desire. TV in the 1950s? That's when they scaled it. Casino in every living room. Every night, every family. Internet in the 2000s? Casino in your pocket. 24/7. Everywhere you go. Cambridge Analytica? That was just a peek behind the curtain. You saw the dealers counting cards. The flashing lights equal infinite scroll. The sounds equal notification dings. The free drinks equal free services. No clocks, no windows equals no awareness you're being played. You thought you were gambling. But you were never the gambler. You were the chips. They were betting on you. How long until you click? How much until you buy? What makes you angry? What keeps you engaged? And just like a casino, the house always wins. Always. Every time, without exception. You can't beat the algorithm. It's optimized on billions of users, decades of data. It knows you better than you know yourself. So what do you do with this information? Nothing changes. That's the truth. Google isn't going anywhere. Facebook isn't shutting down. The system is too big, too profitable, too embedded in everything. Every app, every website, every device. But here's what you get. Clarity. You know the game now. Next time you buy something you don't need, you'll know why. Algorithm tested that product placement on 100,000 people before you. Optimized the image, the headline, the price display, to trigger you specifically. Next time you feel bad about yourself scrolling Instagram, you'll know why. The platform profits from your insecurity, shows you content that makes you feel inadequate, then shows you ads for solutions. It's not an accident, it's the business model. Next time you see a headline that makes you angry, ask, who profits from me believing this? Not ideologically, physically. Who makes money if I click? Who benefits if I'm outraged, if I share, if I argue in the comments? Someone always does. This won't make you happier, but it'll make you honest. You're still in the casino, but now you see the cameras, the dealers, the rigged tables, the exit you can't find. Maybe you play anyway. That's your choice. But at least you know, the house always wins. Thanks for watching. Now go buy something you don't need.